Well, the best game I've seen this year wasn't either of those. It was the Richmond-Brisbane game.
Yeah, well, that's a different game, isn't
What,
it?
that final?
Yeah.
Right.
That's the best. Because it was a game from the start to finish. It wasn't just a tight finish. 7 goals kicked in the first quarter. The standard was brilliant. Lots of mistakes, but it was football like, I hate to use that expression, like we used to know it. You know, they backed themselves.
So scoring at a
they
premium.
kicked goals.
They put scoring. They put a big premium on
scoring. And then
scoring.
you couldn't believe the turns and twists that came in the last 15 minutes, could you?
It was extraordinary.
Yeah.
It was extraordinary. Have we got it right now or close to getting right? We were talking about the Arc before with Damien Hardwick visiting the Arc. And for somebody that's been watching the game as long as you have, what is the solution? Or are we near and close enough to the solution now?
Well, not after the events in Brisbane, we're not. I mean, if we're going to have technology, it should be definitive. I don't mean you go and spend $3,000 billion on it, but if you either use the goal umpires exclusively or you get an infallible system to prove whether it was a goal or a behind.
There's no such thing, though, because like I watch NFL, like a lot of people watch NFL, and they sometimes go backwards and forwards with the video that they've got available. It's still not definitive. Okay. There are things that happen out there that are not definitive.
All right, well, why don't we revert? Why don't we stick with the people who are appointed to do the job? We do with the field umpires. We don't change their decisions.
No, I agree with that. So you're saying that you go to the Arc and you say, okay, that whatever the solution or decision that they arrive at, that is the decision.
No, I think you're saying just stick with the blokes with the flags.
I am.
Right.
And I mean, they've given up the blokes with the flags. They'll go upstairs every second call.
Yeah, but we know that blokes with the flags make so many mistakes.
Well, live with them. I mean, it's the same as with the bounce of the ball. If we're going to keep bouncing the ball, I say I'm with Kevin Bartlett on this. If it goes askew, bad luck. It's the rub of the green.
The centre bounce?
Yeah, you can't keep recalling it. I mean, that looks so amateurish, that.
Well, yeah, I guess then you get a howler. And in this day and age, from a scoring point of view, and then you sit back and go, well, how can we allow that to happen?
Well, that's true, but we get howlers all over the ground too. We get good players missing goals from 20 metres out. I mean, they make mistakes, these blokes.
Yeah, those howlers, like we accept, well, don't accept the mistakes, but that's that black and white decisions. If a ball hits a post, for instance, we should be able to refer that and have a definitive ruling on it.
Would it help if we had extra goal umpires and they stood on the post?
No, I think they'd bump into each other.
I say they stood not on the same post, Tim. They have a post each. You whacker.
Anyway, that's one part of what's been going on.
Primarily, but the fundamental is the state of the game, and it's been brilliant.
Yeah. So 2 to 3 years ago, we're still trying to work out what Chris Scott was saying last night. But in terms of the improvement in the look of the game, are you happy where it's at?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
And you believe the changes that were made by Steve Hocking at that time are what we're seeing now are the result of those changes?
Largely, yeah. I think. I mean, I think the 666 is good. I mean, I'm one of those that like goals being kicked. I don't mean, you don't have to have 50 goals in a game, but you want goals. I don't like seeing games where 7 beats 6 or 11 beats 10. You've got to back to that Richmond-Brisbane game. I think there were 31 goals kicked in that game.
Yeah, and that is, from an aesthetics point of view, it's a good-looking game. And you say it's the best of the year, which is great. But as a rule, coaches don't want that.
But coaches have too much say anyway.
Well, that's another argument.
Yeah, I mean, their job is to try to win as many games as they can, but we have to protect the game against their
and then it's in the eye of the beholder, isn't it? Like, I really love that game as well, don't get me wrong, but I love Geelong and Collingwood better.
Yeah, I think I thought this at the weekend, we've got to the stage now where a rundown tackle is as exciting as a specky, and it never used to be.
Yeah. It can be, though.
But it is. I mean, it's become
and we
that.
can appreciate it for the same reason.
Yeah, and I'm one of many that now find it hard to dislike Collingwood. I mean, they play a great brand of footy, Collingwood.
They do. Unbelievable. Yeah. That's why we can't wait for Saturday night when they head up to Sydney.
The proof in their story is that they get fewer possessions, fewer disposals than almost any team they play, and they beat them because they make more of them. And they don't go sideways and backwards. They go through the middle.
They're direct, aren't they?
Yeah.
Michael Sheehan, not Michael Sheen. I thought I was going to see the Welsh actor.
Do you want me to finish that?
Yeah, finish it in the ad break so don't subject our audience to it. We'll be back after this.